Hi all, good evening. I am back. My name is Nolia. I am the lady boss living in Malaysia, and my videos are talking about being a Malaysian, living in Malaysia, working in Malaysia, and doing business in Malaysia. For all people who wish to come to Malaysia for a holiday, to come to do work, to come here to study, or to do business, this is your video. Now, if you remember, if you were following me in my first video, that was just 2 days ago, I told you I'm new. So this is again my first attempt again today at doing a reaction video. Why am I doing a reaction video, you may ask? Well, in the last 2 days, I have been receiving a lot of comments and feedback from all my viewers and who are asking me, what is it like to be in Malaysia now during the Corona time? And yes, I like to talk about that because we have been in lockdown since 18th of March in Malaysia. Today, the government has announced a more relaxed, I should say it's relaxed, MCO, movement control order for the next 1 month. I'm not going to say too much about it. I like to share with you a video about how Malaysia combats the coronavirus. And I'm not going to interrupt. I'd like you to watch. Really pay attention to the video, and at the end of the video I will give you some opinions why I think it has been pretty successful in Malaysia, some human factors that I like to include. So let us see if I'm ready to do the video with you. I'm new to this, as I say, I'm very new. It's my second video. I'm not doing it right, apologize. But before that, thank you to all the people, thank you to all my viewers who have responded to me and who have sent me messages privately, especially those who have requested about the coronavirus in Malaysia, what it's like during these last few months. So here we go, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, and we go.
This is a story about a country in Southeast Asia that often doesn't get much attention. Malaysia. In March, Malaysia was failing. Newspapers published articles about how Malaysia was struggling against COVID-19. Malaysia had 3 times more cases than any country in Southeast Asia. The virus was in every state and federal territory. What makes the story even more sad is how the infection spread. Not from Malaysians partying or being badly behaved. It spread from a religious gathering. Malaysians, being well-behaved citizens, had unknowingly spread COVID-19. But here is where the story gets interesting. Malaysia's government quickly made adjustments. Movement Control Order, or MCO, roadblocks, closed events, closed schools, closed non-essential businesses. Malaysia would do MCO 2.0, or the Enhanced Movement Control Order. For anywhere where there were several cases, all businesses were closed. Roads all blocked. No one in or out. No one could leave their homes. But don't worry, food and medical care were provided. And Malaysia's case numbers, they started to drop. On April 14th, the Philippines passed Malaysia in COVID-19 cases. The next day, Indonesia. 2 days later, Singapore. Singapore is a much smaller country with a population 5 times smaller. Singapore now has 15 times the case rate of Malaysia. Malaysia is an example that we can all overcome this. How a country that had so many cases did the right stuff to stop the spread, and almost no media is talking about it. Even myself, I am guilty of this. I made a video of the top 15 countries fighting COVID-19, and Malaysia wasn't included. But luckily, one of my Malaysian followers pointed out Malaysia's story. Malaysia's COVID-19 numbers are good, but when you realize at one point they were 3 times worse than any country in Southeast Asia, and now they're one of the best, it's an incredible story that needs to be told. So I ask you to help me let the world know Malaysia's story.
So there we go. That's the story of Malaysia. We haven't done very badly, especially in Southeast Asia. We have done very well. But what was not included in the video earlier on are all the human factors whom I believe are the major contributors to the success story of COVID-19 in Malaysia. First of all, of course, number one are all the frontliners, the Malaysian healthcare personnel, the doctors, the nurses, and all those people related to the hospital, Medicare industry, right down to the cleaners, everyone. And don't forget the police personnel, the army, and the food distributors. They work hard in all those very uncomfortable uniforms, PPE. You must remember Malaysia is a hot country. In hot sweating weather, they are in all this plastic uniform, and that's pretty difficult position to be in. But no, they work. They do work. So kudos to all of them. They've done a good job to Malaysia, and we are ever so grateful to them all. And the other factor that's pretty human, that hasn't been included anywhere, I believe, is about the government of Malaysia. What they do, their actions. What I call is a political governmental action. First of all, the government made sure we are all locked down, whatever the term you call. Once locked in, we are all unhappy, stressed human beings. We are going to feel bored, stressed at home. So the government gives us free internet. For the last many months, we Malaysians have been given free internet every day, and we are still getting it. Not bad? That's really nice. It's nice to get something free from the government for once. So we have the government giving cash subsidy to the household, some more than others, depending on what level they are in. But there's money for the head of the homes, there's money for students, there's money for the young adults going to school, and many versions of it. And also money for assisting businesses to pay their employees during shutdown time. I'm trying to think of what other things that has been given. Oh yes, don't forget our university students who are all stuck, who are locked in their campus. I think there's a few 100,000 of them, because they are all scattered in all the different universities in Malaysia. Now, these students couldn't go home because we are not meant to cross borders, cross districts, whatever. But the government paid for their food, made sure they are being fed day and night. Finally, like 1 month ago, they were all sent home using chartered bus, all of them, to all their homes, and they got home safely. No noise in the whole media, so I believe no one was complaining. No one was not home where they should be. Otherwise, you'll hear them in the social media. Viral. It's not right now. So good old government, they've done a good job there. So there are many other schemes for the government to keep Malaysians happy at home. We were not fully paid, but there was some compensation. There's also a factor from my opinion about the other side of the government, the opposition. Now, the opposition, I don't think anyone else has mentioned this, have done a good job too. They have contributed positively to the solutions to the government's way of solving the pandemic, by allowing the government to manage this pandemic and without creating any havoc, chaos, whatever. They have kept very quiet and quietly supportive of the government's effort. And I think that's pretty good, considering our government is only new and they have only come into government for the last 2 months under conditions that's not so positive. But for the time being, the politics are put aside just for the sake of the safety of the Malaysians. So well done government, well done opposition, and well done Malaysians. We've all been a good team. Talking about team, that's right, we are a good team. But of course, there are stories too about during this time there are many people who are helping out, volunteers. I think the numbers of people who are putting in efforts to assist, to donate, is just incredible. But at the end of the day, all these efforts put together puts Malaysia to where it is today. I forgot the other thing early on, which I believe is one of the major factors too. It's about the communication. What communication, you may ask? Well, during the last few months, since 18th of March, ever since we had the lockdown, the government had made a special effort every day to communicate to all the Malaysians about the status of the corona every day. There will be 2 briefing sessions on TV and social media every day since 18th of March until today. First is done in the afternoon by our Minister of Security. He goes into a press conference which goes live to communicate to the people of Malaysia the status, the roadblocks, where the virus are coming from, the clusters, the borders, and many others. That done, in the session after, our Director General of the Ministry of Health. Now, this gentleman, Dr. Hisham, is our hero. This is our national hero. He is the doctor. He is doing a wonderful job. And every day he comes up briefing Malaysians about the statistics of COVID-19 in Malaysia, like the number of new cases, the number of recoveries each day, the number of deaths, and where each new clusters are from, where each death is traced to which cluster. So he provides us with all information, all the statistics, no second guessing. The information are all there, and I truly believe when all the information are all there, there's no room for gossips, there's no room for rumors. Malaysia were getting first-hand information. For this, I congratulate the Malaysian government and the Malaysian people. Well done, people. I think I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be in Malaysia, and let's all hope the rest of the world will follow suit in all our efforts to beat COVID-19. Let's have our old world back. Let's have all the activities of business and our lives back. Let's pray hard so that all this is over and the world will be safe for you and I. Until then, guys, until then, friends, and all my beautiful viewers, excuse me today if I'm not doing a good job. This is my second time. Well, only try better. But this is my first reaction video. Help me to do better, help to motivate, and I want to do my best. Until then, please don't forget to like, give me your comments, and for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, and if you can, share it to all your friends, so that for all those people overseas who wants to come to Malaysia for a holiday, to come here to study, to come here for a short-term work, to do business, or just to come to Malaysia for a visit to some friends. Come to my video, come to my channel, because I'm the channel for you. Thank you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll see you again. Don't forget to like me, because I really like you. Take care. Bye bye.